Welcome to PraDa Law Live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jackie Mendez. I'm your host for today's show. And before I introduce our panel, I want to remind everyone that this call is free, the consultation is free, and this number that I'm about to tell you, 888-88-LEGAL, that's the number that you want to call. This show's live. You can call it anytime during the show. I want to go ahead and introduce our partners here. Yoel Damas.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening, everyone.
Of course, our other partner, Alexis Garcia.
Thank you, Jackie. Hello, everyone, and welcome.
And our very, very special guest, Juan Ayala.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's show is about bankruptcy. Today's show is about mortgages and loans. We're going to get right into it, but I just want to remind everyone once again that that call is free, consultation's free. The number is 888-88-LEGAL. Yoel?
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. Well, you guys might be asking yourself, what's going on here at PraDa Law Live tonight? We're talking bankruptcy and loans? How's that going together, right? How's that the case? You keep telling us every week, be careful with the credit card debt. Don't indebt your house. Don't fall for the trap. And yet we brought on with us today Juan Ayala. Juan Ayala is in the mortgage business. I'll let him tell you a little bit more about his business later on. We'll give him a chance to plug his thing. But more importantly, it's someone we trust. I've personally known Juan for, 20-something years. I don't even know how long anymore.
Wow.
There you go, almost 30 years.
Don't show your age.
Yeah.
Juan's like almost 30 years.
I'm old, he's young.
There you go. Yeah, he used to take care of me at the daycare. Something along those lines. But anyways, point is that, we want to bring you both sides, right? So the truth is that interest rates are at historic lows, and there's ways to take advantage of that. There's people that don't necessarily qualify for your conventional mortgage, and we'll get into what that is. And Juan is able to help with all of that. And at the same time, we here at PraDa Law are very clear. Do not put your credit card debt into a brand new loan. That's a mistake, right? And in fact, we want to ask, Juan, one of the questions we'll be asking him tonight is, how does a mortgage lender look at bankruptcy? Are you able to rebound from that within a few years? Are you able to get out of that bankruptcy stereotype and actually get a loan? So without further ado, Juan Ayala, tell us a little bit about your business. Tell us a little bit about the mortgage business. What you closed last year, 80 million in loans, so you're not a rookie here.
No, not a rookie, and by any stretch, but I'm in this business thanks to you, Joel, so thank you very much for that. And we've been licensed since 1997, and really just doing this professionally for a long time. And we're really happy about helping people and really showing people that there's certain things that are possible, certain things that are good for you, and certain things that are not.
Now, Juan, you said 1997?
97.
Wow. Okay. So again, Juan keeps showing his age for whatever reason. But so have you ever seen rates this low?
No, this is the lowest that they've ever been in history.
Okay. Wow. That's why we bring you this perspective, because the truth is that if you are able to refinance your home, if you are able to bring down your payments, we don't want you to end up in bankruptcy. We're here to help you with the bankruptcy as a solution, as an option, right? And let's get right into the elephant in the room. Credit card debt. Attorney Garcia, we do not condone anyone refinancing. I don't care how low the rates are for credit card debt, right?
Absolutely not. And the reason being is not, because the mortgage on the property. It's that if you have high credit card debt and now you use your mortgage to pay off that credit card debt, you're just going to rack up your credit cards again, and now you're going to have a mortgage payment plus your credit card debt. You need to take a bigger picture look and see, what is your intent for the future and how you wish to proceed.
Yeah, because the truth is that credit card debt is something that's dischargeable.
Correct, right? In a bankruptcy, right. So if you file, you can get rid of that credit card debt. You can't get rid of that mortgage. That 3% rate, that's a great rate, but that's something, you can't get rid of. Yeah.
Now, Juan, talking about the same thing about credit card debt, you're in agreement. In other words, you shouldn't necessarily just pump all your credit card debt into a mortgage, right? Into a refi.
Absolutely not. I think it's a recipe for disaster. I think that If your spending habits are not curbed, then just wrapping it all up into the mortgage is just going to free up those cards so you can rack them up again. Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think it's not a good idea.
And definitely, again, we want you to participate and we want you to call. And that's why we bring someone like Juan on here. Not talking bad about the mortgage lending business, even though banks are not necessarily, Mrs. Garcia, my friend, but oh really?
Right, definitely not talking bad about that.
No, not definitely talking bad, but it's about using and being able to use certain tools at the right time.
That's right.
And if you could bring down that mortgage payment by taking advantage of the low rates, that's what you should do, right, Juan? I mean, it's the right moment for that because we'd likely never see this again.
I don't think we will, to be completely honest with you. I just don't. This is a record, and so I would tell you that do not put those credit cards on there. If you can, refinance, just get the mortgage in there, lower your monthly payments, and use that excess that you have to now pay down those credit cards, but definitely not put them in the mortgage, yeah.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have a very informative show today, but I want to remind you that this show is live and that you can call at any time during the show. The number is 888-88-LEGAL. That's a number that you can also call to talk to our attorneys to get some legal advice. The consultation is free, the call is free. And let's get right back into the conversation, Yoel.
Thank you, Jackie. And again, this program, we talk about bankruptcy, and if you are right now running through a lot of issues related to COVID, there's programs out there through the bankruptcy code, modification programs, loan programs, we're able to help. But there's also mortgage programs, and that's why we bring you that balance. And we want to get into some nuances when we come back from this break. We want to know, after bankruptcy, are you able to get a mortgage? And if so, in how long? There's a lot of details that you might be surprised that's the answer. And that's why we bring a professional like Juan here. Yet we have the other side, straight up the bank killer, Alexis Garcia on the bankruptcy side. And that's why we look at both realms and we let you decide. And that's what this program's about. It's about choices. It's about having the opportunity to make up your mind what's best for you with no pressure whatsoever. The phone number is easy, 888-88-LEGAL. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more information for you today.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size. We know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to go ahead right before we get into our conversation again. If there's a number on your screen, it's 888-88-LEGAL. That's the number you want to call for your free consultation. We have our special guest, Juan Ayala, today, and we've been asking him a couple questions, you know, based on mortgage loans and loans in particular. And Yoel's going to, you know, just take us right back into the conversation.
Thank you, Jackie. Definitely. We've been talking to Juan about mortgage loans and how, you know, both sides of basically the loan and the bankruptcy spectrum. And one of the questions that I wanted answered, both from Attorney Garcia and Mr. Ayala, is what happens after bankruptcy? Are you still able to qualify? I mean, let's quash the myth. Let's go both sides and see what it really looks like. And I know most of you are saying, well, hold on, I haven't even considered bankruptcy yet. Why are we talking about after the bankruptcy? Well, one of the considerations you should always consider is what's next. And what's next? Juan, do people, after they file bankruptcy, are they able to get a mortgage loan, or are they dead in the water for the rest of their life?
No, they can get a mortgage loan, absolutely. I mean, I think it's really just depends on the type of bankruptcy. But we have programs for every single type of bankruptcy across the spectrum. And so some of my clients have been able to get loans a day out of bankruptcy. A day out of bankruptcy. Wow. So bankruptcy does not kill your mortgage dreams by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, in fact, one of the things we advocate here, and we say it, bankruptcy is a start over. You know, in Spanish we say bancarrota no es derrota. This is not defeat. This is not defeat. Absolutely not. It's an opportunity to fix your wrongs. Yeah. And not many times in life do we get that. Attorney Garcia, we obviously, what you do is bankruptcy law. It's all you've done for the last 10 years. You know bankruptcy code backwards and forward. And I know you don't usually say a day here, usually maybe about a year. Right. And again, it's all relevant to the type of bankruptcy. But there is life after bankruptcy, right?
Absolutely. And I think several things tie in. Number one, what chapter you filed. Did you have a repayment plan? Did you not? And the type of loan you're going to apply for. I don't know about loans, but Mr. Ayala did touch on and did mention that there are different programs. So, you know, if you see an experienced mortgage broker, there is life after bankruptcy. And not only with mortgages, with credit cards. I have clients who call me after their discharge 2 months later. Oh, I received this notice for a credit card. Can I have the credit card? I'm like, well, yeah, it's your responsibility now to use it properly and build your credit. So within 2 months, they received a credit card, and yes, use it.
Attorney Garcia, I think some lenders might look at a person that just finished their bankruptcy as a brand new clean baby. Exactly. And maybe even less risk than someone necessarily full of debt that you don't know the day they're about to file this bankruptcy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because when you come out of bankruptcy, it's a fresh start. You're not coming out with credit that's being hit over and over with negative account, negative account, negative account. It's a baby or 18 coming into the mall for the first time, you know? So it's something that, you know, you're not going to come out and get an American Express, no, but you know, you're going to receive offers and build your credit, and you will be able to get it back up there.
Okay, thank you so much, Attorney Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind everyone, once again, all our viewers watching, there's a number on your screen. That number is 888-88-LEGAL, and that's the number that you need to call. The consultation is absolutely free. This show is live as well, and you can go ahead and call that number. We're ready to answer any questions that you may have while watching this program.
Now, Mr. Ayala, there's different loan programs, right? There's everything from FHA, government products, conventional products. I mean, I'm assuming you've been at this 20-something years. Do you do them all?
Yeah, we do it all. Really, our focus right now is really been commercial, private. So we're doing every type of loan imaginable. And right now, you know, when we say a day out of bankruptcy, I mean it. I mean, I've got clients who, you know, have gotten a day out of bankruptcy, had a mortgage included in that bankruptcy, and I'm still able to give them a loan. And so that, you know, when people think bankruptcy, they shouldn't think, okay, I'm never going to get a loan again, I'll never buy a house again. That's absolutely not true.
Now, investor products, do you handle investors as well?
Actually, that's a big part of what I do, is investor products. And, you know, we look at investors differently than we do somebody who's buying a home to live in it, because there's RESPA guidelines that don't apply to our investor products.
So it's not as strict.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly. And another thing I want to remind you of here, and again, because we have Juan on here, make sure you have an attorney check your closing documents. I mean, we trust Juan and we trust the general profession out there, but there's no reason for you to, go into these transactions that are large transactions that for some of you might be transactions that might be the biggest one you make in your life, yet you have no representation. I'm sure, Juan, you have no problem when an attorney is sitting at closing, right? Or when an attorney's reviewing those docs?
I will use PraDa Law for all of my closings. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the number is 888-88-LEGAL. Give us a call. We're waiting to hear from you.
Now, we got to go to a quick commercial break, Jackie,
yes.
but we're going to talk about forbearances. And, during the break, Juan had a take that I did not expect on forbearance. It's something we talk about here every week. So we're going to go over that because a lot of you are taking advantage of this thing called the forbearance, and you need to know what it really means because it's affecting you probably way more than you think. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito. Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Thank you so much for tuning in once again, and welcome back. This is PraDa Law Live. I'm Jackie Mendez, your host. We've been talking with our special guest, Juan Ayala of Regal Group International. We've been asking him a couple questions about mortgage, about loans. We also have our attorney, Garcia, talking about bankruptcy. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that the number on the screen is where you get your chance to ask any questions. The show's live. You can call in at any time. The number's 888-88-LEGAL, and you can call in at any time, even if it's not during the show. The consultation is free, right, Joel?
Yep. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're doing great, by the way.
Thank you so much.
We're getting fans call the show saying, well, I want to meet Jackie.
I know.
Is she in the office? Yeah, of course. So right before the break, we were talking about forbearances. Well, we mentioned forbearances. Right. And what is a forbearance, Attorney Garcia?
Right. What a forbearance is the banks, they sell themselves like if they're being your friend, your mortgage holder, saying, oh, COVID hit. Oh, we know you're struggling. Don't worry. You know what? Don't pay us now. Don't worry. Talk to us in July. July came around. Some people still couldn't pay. Some banks said, we want all 4 months you didn't pay. We're not your friends anymore. You owe us everything.
Most banks.
Most banks. Another said, maybe go August, maybe go September. But now people are aware. When this money, when they come to collect, they don't want just your August payment. We're talking about what you've missed since April. And if you couldn't pay April, I don't understand how a bank even thinks for a moment you're going to pay 4 or 5 months.
Well, they know you can't.
Yeah,
and we've talked about this in this program.
Right.
We don't necessarily agree with forbearances on, as far as just our theory, right? Is we don't necessarily agree with them. Most of the time they do more harm than they do good.
Right.
And on this program, and we use this program to educate ourselves as well, we just learned something from Mr. Ayala,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I was shocked. Yes.
And what happens when people are in forbearances when they go get a new loan?
Well, I'll give you a real-time situation. A friend of mine actually got the forbearance, didn't have really any COVID, issues. He was still working, still had income, and went into the forbearance and asked me to refi his loan, and I wasn't able to refi his loan because he was in forbearance. And he wasn't gonna be able to refi for at least another 6 months after that.
Because basically, so what you're saying is the bank said, well, if you're in forbearance, you likely can't afford your mortgage. Why am I going to refi your mortgage?
Correct.
Why am I going to take on this responsibility, right?
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. See, so these banks, they didn't tell you you were going to have to pay 4 months at once. They definitely didn't tell you now you couldn't refinance. So, these banks, and again, sorry, Juan, they're not your friends, right?
Well, and that my uncle called me because he wanted to go into this forbearance plan, and I told him, look, if you can pay it, because he's like, no, then I'll refinance if I can. I'm like, you don't know if you can refinance, and you need to talk to someone beforehand because you don't know. And look, now you can't.
Yeah, listen, here in this show, we advocate educate yourself. Right. Find out. There's ways to do things. There's ways to go to a professional like Juan and refinance your debt and end up in a great product that actually saves you money. At the same time, there's ways to knock out debt that if you wrap it up into a loan, it's not going to work out for you. You're actually making a mistake. And that's why that phone call to that phone number is free. That's why the consultation is free. And we have very little time, but I want to give Juan the name of your company because you've been very informative to our viewers tonight. And how do they get in touch with you? Phone number, I don't know, Instagram handle, website, whatever you want to give out.
Thank you, Joel. Appreciate it. It's Regal Group International is the name of the company, and it's regalgroupintl.com, so short for international.com. And you can just look for me on Instagram. I'm Juan Ayala. And be more than happy to answer any questions on Instagram, on my website. Just contact me.
And Juan, you're not going to charge them for these questions, right?
Absolutely not. Like PraDa Law, the consultation is free.
There you go.
We like free, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, that consultation is free. That number that is on your screen, 888-88-LEGAL. That's the number you need to call for your solutions. Any questions you may have, we're ready to answer.
That's right, Jackie. It's about information. It's about putting the power of knowledge in your hands. And that's what we bring you to this program. That's what Juan is talking to you about today. He's being straight up. He's telling you, be careful with the forbearances. At the same time, he's there to lower your rate if he can. If you're an investor, Juan, real quick, before the break as well, your company just landed a big project, right?
Yes. Actually, Regal Group International is the exclusive mortgage lender for the Austin Martin building in Biscayne.
Wow. Congratulations. That's impressive.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I don't think Austin Martin Residence is going to trust anyone with their project. And Juan, congratulations on that, because again, I've known you a long time. Attorney Garcia, for our listeners, right? Educate yourself. It's free.
It's
right?
free. Call us. Let us help you. Let us tell you what to do with your forbearances if you've already taken them. Let us guide you if you haven't. We'll tell you about your credit card debt. Don't touch your investment, your retirements, your pensions. Call us before you make any actions.
And don't touch your assets either, right?
No.
Don't. Call
That's
us
right. Give us a call, 888-88-LEGAL. That's the number that you need to call for any questions you may have. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the consultation is free, absolutely free. The call is free. We have attorneys ready and willing to help you.
That's right, Jackie. Don't touch your assets. In fact, we're here to protect your assets. We're here to guide you with professionals like Juan and others to be able to not only save your assets, but get you in a better financial position. We're here, we're your partner for life. We're here for a long time for you. We're not going anywhere. A guy like Juan's been doing this for over 20 years. Attorney Garcia, this is all she's done. I've been in business all my life. We're here to navigate you through these tough times. And next time you're on, Juan, I want to talk a little bit about COVID and how that's affected the mortgage industry, because there's a lot to talk about. We didn't even really get into COVID.
We'll definitely have time for that.
Definitely.
For the next show.
Oh, of course, definitely. So I want to thank every single one of you for joining us tonight. You are the motor behind this program. You are what makes this program work. And we thank you for tuning in. And we want you to never forget that phone number if you ever need us. 888-88-LEGAL. That's right. Very simple. Good night.
Good night. I guess it's good night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Juana Ayala, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you so much. PraDa Law Live.